Right, Woodlands Winners is back. A couple of false starts, but we are back. Gentlemen, welcome. Cameron Grant off the sickbed. Hello.
G'day, mate. Good to see you guys.
He's laying low because if he has a sneezing fit, he won't stop. We can say that. And Mark Hughes in downtown Melbourne. Hello, my friend.
Morning, Cobber. How are you going? Beautiful sunny day here, mate.
We had last week off, basically because it was a full-on week the week before at the Woodlands sales. Firstly, from Woodlands Stud's point of view, 31 horses catalogued, 30 presented, and I think all of those have sold from there. So massive and an amazing result for the team at the NZB Weanling sales, Hughesy.
Yeah, quite a super day for us, and like right across the board. The cross-pollination of thoroughbred and standardbred together most certainly made for a great day. And we, as you just said there, we cleared all our horses, and what a day. Well done to our team, Tony and Kelly, and to all the staff involved. But you know, it's hard, it's easy for us to say, but time and time again, we present a world-class product, and I think we deserve a pat on the back from ourselves because it speaks volumes to the day we had and the way the market sees our horses.
Cam Grant, it was quite interesting having the dual Weanling sales, if you like, and a lot of the thoroughbred blokes come across, looked at the drafts, looked at the parades. They were impressed by the parades. I think that's one great thing they did take out of it, but that can only help the sport grow. But then the flip side of that, what Andrew Stewart was able to do with, you know, getting Pace, I forget what they called themselves actually, but involved, just great for the industry as well.
Yeah, like I said, it was we didn't know how the sale was going to go going into it. It was a little bit quiet on the comms, but then we obviously got there, kind of got to know the galloping guys a bit, and they thought, oh well, we'll have a bit of a punt here and buy a couple of horses and see how we can go. And look, hats off to them. They certainly made the sale. Plenty of underbidding there, and yeah, it was really cool to see how they kind of come out, watched the parades, looked at the horses, and some of them took it pretty serious, and some were pretty light. But no, hopefully they have a bit of success as well going back through the yearling sales.
I think a lot of them though were impressed at the fact that you were able to parade, 31 horses, and hats off to everyone else too, Macca, Alabar, Yabby Dam, and all the individual ones as well. People, they were blown away that these Weanlings were parading without a parade ring, just walking around. I think that really knocked their socks off a bit.
Yeah, it probably shows again what Tony and Kelly and that do at the stud. Like, these horses are so well behaved. You're right, same as Macca, Alabar. Everyone does a great job, and we certainly kind of kept tabs on some of these thoroughbreds across the way, and they certainly wouldn't do as well. But I think they'd probably be quite keen to do a parade. I think moving forward, those guys as well. It wouldn't hurt them. There
was one stud I don't think would want to. I did do an interview with one Ken Bracken. Go back and watch the aftermath behind. It's a little bit chaotic there from time to time, that is for sure. But no, I think it's a great eye opener and get so many more new people involved. And I think well done, partners NZB. They pay me to promote their product. I know you guys have got a great association with them. They continue to evolve. They weren't sure, but I think they learnt a bit from it. But overall, I think they were suitably impressed.
Yep, no, very much so. Like I said, they'd have to be pretty happy with the sale all around. And no, I said first time for it, and I think it'll keep continuing like that.
Here's the All Stallions were represented in the Weanling sale. We have got the stallion prices. They will come at the end of today's show, both Australia and New Zealand, for the 2025-26 season. But All Stallions were represented at the sale. That can only tick all the boxes because every horse was wanted to be bought at that Weanling sale.
Yeah, look, all 7 boys that were represented at the sale all sold very well, from Speeding Spur right through to the King Better's Delight. Seaside had a very good sale, Sweet Lou. 2 American Ideals in there, one really nice colt, bought some good money. And a couple of the thoroughbred boys actually pin-hooked a few of the lather-ups. They liked the fact that there was a 3x3 in a couple of the lather-up pedigrees. And a lot of the thoroughbred boys believe in that little methodology of the 3x3 on the maternal and the fraternal side. So great day, and as I said before, like the cross-pollination certainly worked.
Yep, and just on lather up, we do actually have one of his winners, but 2-year-old Stats here in Australia. He's had 7 individual starters, 6 winners. He is just continuing to roll and roll and roll, and we will get onto one of his progeny in a second on that. He's doing an awesome job and a little favourite of ours. Usually we might start. We might start at Albion Park. I'll throw you a curveball. Kiki Meister for Mr. 2,200 Robbie Morris in the cart. Ricky Orchin trained just a lazy 156.9. Very, very impressive debut for this horse.
Yeah, look, first couple of starts at the races have been really good in stronger company, and on the lure there yesterday at Albion Park, July the 8th, and a lot of separation between her and second and third in the finish. Nice filly on the way up. You'd sense that there's probably some nice races for her down the road, including probably a New South Wales size stake, but Better's Delight, another 2-year-old winner for him in Australia this year, and the 27-year-old remains the leading sire of 2-year-olds in Australia on dollars and winners in New Zealand. So great little fill-up for Better's Delight, and look forward to a couple of his sons contesting the Proto Star this Saturday night.
Yeah, he's got, like you said, those horses, but you know, Marketplace, Leap to Fame. These horses just continue to come through. He's not just a 2-year-old sire; he's a superstar sire. And horses like Leap to Fame that just continually get better and better. Horses like Arden Rooney, over the journey, they're not just one-year wonders. They continue to come through, and he's just doing an amazing job.
Yeah, absolutely. And the 3 Inter Dominion heats last Saturday night for the Pacers anyway. Better's Delight, broodmare sire of the first 2 winners, and sire of the 3rd winner in Leap to Fame. So there you go. His deeds as a broodmare sire continue to just get better and better.
Yeah, we will touch on one other one in a minute where I got myself confused just there, but we'll go to that. Grandson of his, though, Cameron Grant. This was our different gravy for the week, but Cobber charged. Being by Lather Up, and we continue to sing his praises, Sudsy. He's just doing an awesome job, and now they're really hitting the ground running.
Yeah, like I said, pretty happy with this. Look, Jeremy Pearson trains this horse. It was he's always owned it, and Regan Todd started with the horse, and it showed enough probably as an early 2-year-old, actually. It was in the kindergarten and dabbling around in another couple of those 2-year-old races. I think they just had a few niggles with it, and look, it had a pretty tough run, I thought, the other day. You know, sat in the chair the whole way, it pulled. It probably didn't do things how he wanted them to, but at the end of the day, it got away and ran away from them. And again, just got there at the end of the day, but a nice run considering how much work he'd done. And he was just another weanling sales graduate, $16,000 he sold for 2022. So bred by Woodlands. So look, out of the Art Major Mare, it's going to be a cross that we're certainly going to see plenty of with the Lather Ups, I believe.
If you look at his times, I think it was 2.4 off the top of my head. I reckon it was about a 58.29 last quarter. For that, you might say, oh, yeah, it was over 2,600 metres, standing start in very ordinary conditions. The drivers looked like they were carrying 3 and 4 kilos extra. They had that many wet clothes on just to keep warm by the looks of them. So I think a good win. And, well done to Jeremy as well. He was a gentleman I had met very randomly with my brother there on one trip recently over there. So he's a passionate man, and I think well done to him for getting the chockies with that horse. It was a good little win for him, and his first and hopefully not his last.
No, absolutely. Like I said, stoked for Jeremy, and like I said, he's owned the horse the whole way. He actually wanted to find the mare. We had the mare up at Woodlands, but I don't know where she is at the moment. I think she's a riding horse. So,
yep.
Look, these things happen. We have plenty of mares up there, and this certainly looks her best foal, which was her last foal. So I couldn't find it for him, but look, hopefully he has a lot of fun with this horse.
He's got a great pedigree or family for helping him on the side there too. Now, Hughesy, you threw me under the bus there. Well, I threw myself under the bus because I thought having its first start. We said there before about Better's Delight. Jared Orchin had a very nice night at Newcastle the other night. Firstly off, we'll talk about this horse, the Great Wave. Catch the Next Wave down by the seaside, of course. This is him last. This was some sort of win. Look at the speed this horse shows, letting rip down the back straight.
Yeah, debut at Newcastle last Friday night for the Great Wave, and it trialled pretty impressively as well. But gee whiz, they don't sort of win like that these days. Clearly second last at the 800, closing speed down the back to get to the chair, and probably had to sit up a little bit here on the corner, and probably got the wobbles a fraction going at that high speed. But then Cam Hart just pushed the button on this horse, and away it went. Very impressive debut winner by 13 metres. They just don't win like that. The horse looks as though it's got a very, very bright future. And true to form, looks like its father. Big, strong, rugged individual. And, looks like a horse going places. And we've always said the Seasides might take a little bit of time. And congrats to the owners who have probably been a little bit patient with this particular horse. the Great Wave. A very, very impressive winner last Friday night.
Yeah, they actually bred the horse as well. I think it's
Yep.
Murphy's. I'm just trying to get this to come down. GJ Murphy and J.A. Pritchard. So well done to those guys out of a sports rider mare. We know they're doing a good job in the barn, but that was impressive. What you said about that turn, anyone that may not be aware, Jared trains at Menangle. So it would run its last 400 metres in a dead straight line. That would have been probably the first time it's hit a turn as sharp as that at the speed that it has. So I think it did an awesome job getting around that turn, Hughes, that's for sure. The one where you did throw me under the... Sorry,
we won't throw anyone talking about throwing under the bus, but one of the old breeding theories that some people subscribe to, and more particularly the North Americans, is mares breeding back into their own family. So Sports Rider and Down by the Seaside emanate out of the same family, and there's a little net result of that mating there on Friday night.
Right, I never knew that fact actually. So that is actually pretty cool. No, where I was going to say that you, I got it confused because Betters Alike could have had two. I reckon he could have had Jared's horse that won the race before, My Ultimate Franco. That was a Woodlands bred horse owned by Tumby Park. It won on debut as well in 57. Very, very impressive on the night as well. So it was a pretty good night for Woodlands Stud all round. Yep.
Very good night. That's 2-year-old was on debut. One purchased by Scotty from Tumby Park. So congratulations to them. Always big buys of our brand in New Zealand. So great result.
Yep, and Sweet Lou, I think, had 3 winners on the night as well. So, and incidentally, My Ultimate Franco is out of an American Ideal mare. American Ideal is sitting 4th on the 2-year-olds winning list again still. He won't go away anytime soon, that's for sure. AI, Hughesy.
No, he won't. He's actually second on the North American list at the moment too. So I know it's only early doors up there, but, he's, as we always said after his death, his legacy was going to be long, and it continues, mate.
No, it does indeed. Rightio, Cam Grant, I'll give you the heads up. We'll start off with the New Zealand Stallion prices. A lot of people will be waiting to see these. There is a noted admission. Cam, I suppose we'll start that off with Know What the Hill this year.
Yes, so What the Hill has been sold over in North America to some new buyers. So look, best of luck to them. So with that happening, no, he will not be coming to the Southern Hemisphere again. So look, we've had a great association with the horse, and he's done a pretty good job. He's done a better job than I think people give him credit for at the end of the day. Look at the horses he's left from not crazy big crops. So look, we're really proud to have had Benny in this part of the world, but he's off to new pastures now, and I hope he does a great job and continues that in North America.
Does my head in. He's so much maligned. He's had 3 individual Derby winners. 2 of those were fillies. I think people need to be aware of that. And it has a fair little horse called Bet and Win, who's got a great chance. And hopefully for David and Stacey, we don't want to moz them, but got a great chance in this year's Inter Dominion. Doesn't matter. He was awesome winning last weekend. That's all we have to say. We're not going to moz him for the future, but he was awesome. So the rest of the Stallions, Cam, for you, you do have one additive, I suppose, with American Ideal. Still some frozen semen available for him and then payable on live foal.
Yeah, look, so we've still got a wee bit of American Ideal semen floating around in New Zealand, and obviously we can still use that, which is great. So, yeah, like I said, there's still some there, and look, he doesn't serve crazy big numbers nowadays, but there's enough there to keep him going the next kind of 3 or 4 seasons, I believe. Yep.
So, Better Light at 25,000, Down by the Seaside 10,000, Lather Up at 4,000, gets him into those $5,000 races that are scheduled. Speeding Spur at 1,000 and Sweet Lou at 11,250. All of those plus GST. And if anyone wants any inquiries, Cam, get in touch with you.
Yep, like I said, give us a call. We can talk about some discount structures. A couple of things are going to be slightly different down that route in New Zealand this year, but we've kept the prices the same as what they've been. Certainly trying to listen to the people and our clients. Things are still pretty tough out there, and look, we have a world-class product at Woodlands Stud, and I don't think you could knock the Stallion roster and what it's doing. So we've just tried to keep the prices as competitive as we can, just to keep both parts of our North American clients and stuff happy as well.
So despite the results, no increase in prize money? No, it's service fees.
No, like I said, at the end of the day, we've just we kind of sat back as a team and we thought, well, look, this is what we're going to do. We're just going to keep it where it is. And like I said, discount structures are going to be slightly different this year, and I can talk to people individually about that. But we've tried to keep the prices the same and just try to do our best in this part of the world.
I'll put that banner at the end of it. Anyone wanting Cam's number, just hits pause on the video when it gets to that, and you'll be able to get Cam's number and email. You'll be able to do the same for Mark Hughes. Hughesy, a much thinner looking, I suppose, siring stallions this year for Woodlands, but just nothing but quality.
Oh, look, this is, there's the quality. It's more than quality, Paul. There are champion stallions on this roster, mate. Yep. So game-changing horses that have shaped the breed in this part of the world like no other stud has been able to produce in the last 20 years. So Bettor's Delight, obviously, Sweet Lou is the game changer we needed. American Ideal was in that boat, but obviously we only had the 1 year use of all his frozen in Australia under the rules, and add Seaside into the mix, the leading individual 2-year-old sire in Australia at the moment, and Lather Up, who's forging his own path. The thing with us, Paul, as you're well aware, we stay the course with our boys. Others chop and change, can't get the right deals done, can't get the right structure happening with their stallions. We stay the course, mate, and support our product. So the industry can rely on us to keep delivering the best stallions in the world to them. Whether the roster's got 5 on it, 6, 7 or 8, it doesn't matter. The quality and the championship quality of our stallions is second to none.
Is there any changes to that, Hughesy, from last year?
The only changes there are there'll be an early bird on Bettor's Delight, which I'll be talking to people about, and some people are already taking advantage of. Seaside drops a little bit price-wise, dollars-wise. Lather Up's the same, Speeding Spur's the same. There is an increase there for Sweet Lou, and that's purely a supply and demand situation on the 150 breeds that we're entitled to. We have over 200 listed for his book this season. So supply and demand dictates that Lou's service fee goes up yet again.
I was looking at Seaside there, and I thought that exact thing when I was looking. It's a magic opportunity. He's sitting third on the 2-year-old list. As his progeny's getting older and older, he's 12th on the open list, but he would only have 4-year-olds. Would he not? Would they be 4-year-olds?
His oldest crop down under a 5. So I think, what is he, 6th or 7th on the 3-year-old list from not a lot of runners. But sitting behind all the big boys, mate. Bettor's, American Ideal, Lou Art, Major, Captain Treacherous. He's right in their wheelhouse. As you say, third on the 2-year-old size list, but the most individual winners. Dominant in New Zealand and dominant in North America, mate. His price is super, super good value this year.
Very low crop his first year. People can go and look it up. There's no problems there. And also there was that unfortunate year where he had a bit of an interrupted start to it as well. So his numbers are amazing.
Yeah, look, his numbers don't lie, mate, So Group 1 winners on both sides of the Ditch Sale Series winners. Stunning yearling sale prices this year and the previous in both Australia and New Zealand. And another dominant performance through Ohio in the last week with his size stake with his 3-year-old boys and girls. So he's carrying on in both hemispheres, and we know that he's marching very, very well at the moment.
We actually saw some progeny of his at the Weanling sales. So progeny of one of his sons at the Weanling sale, which was quite ironic when you think about it. But going from there. Boys, if anyone wants to get in touch with you, the best place to go, just go to woodlandstud.co.nz is the best place to go, and your numbers are there. As I said, I will put them up on the end of this video as well. Just hit the pause at the appropriate one, but that's the best place to get in touch with you guys.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep, absolutely. Yep, absolutely. Have a look on the webpage. We get our details there. And
absolutely.
Give us a call anytime or an email, just whatever works best.
Yeah, phone, email. And look, we know this year that for some people, things are going to be different again in terms of how much opportunity and money they've got to spend. So, we're always willing to talk a bit of turkey with some of these stallions.
Yep, and also be aware that you boys will be getting out and about. I think you're going to be up at the Inter-Dominion, so any of the Queenslanders get about, see you, chat to you about the roster and go from there. And once Cam gets off his sick bed, he'll be out and about, I'm sure in the balmy Christchurch weather.
Off for the Southland sushi, your favourite, next week.
Nightmares. We won't worry about that. Boys, thank you. Well done to Woodlands. Stallion roster, as I said, is out now. We'll whack them back up there right now. That's the New Zealand roster there. So get in touch with Cam Grant on +64 22 096 1897. You'll be able to get in touch with him over the phone, or as I said, go through woodlandstud.co.nz to do that, and then the Australian roster there as well with Mark Hughes' number. So for the Kiwis, if they want to touch base with Hughesy, which they shouldn't have to, but it's a +61 in front of that, 516 50 That's actually wrong, that phone number, and I copied that, so that's actually not my fault. So that should just be a 507 at the end of that. Hang on.
No, it's all there.
No, that's right. Sorry, 507.
507.
Yeah, 07. So sorry, just looked a bit confusing there, but that phone number is definitely right for Mark Hughes. So for the Aussies, it's 0451 650 707 is the best way to do it. So the Kiwis put spaces in the wrong spots for us with our phone numbers usually. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
They're different to us, but we know that.
In a lot of ways. Gentlemen, thank you very much. Good luck. Hopefully we get a few phone calls from now on with people registering. Get in touch. Don't miss out with Seaside, especially here in Australia with the cap at 150. So make sure you're there. Early bird specials with Bettor's Delight. Speeding Spurs, they presented. They sold really well too at the weanling sales. Don't miss those. American Ideal, unique opportunity for the Kiwis. I do know there's a few Australian breeders that have got horses in New Zealand, so they might be an opportunity for them to still be able to, get a proven sire as well. Hopefully I've ticked them all off. I probably missed. Oh, Leather Up, me mate. Don't forget him because he is on the rise, a little bloke. So going awesome. So, Hughesy, thank you very much.
Thanks, Cobber.
Cam Grant, get better soon, mate.
Thank you very much. Didn't sneeze, so we've done well.
I was impressed. Thanks, boys.
Thank you.
Thank you.